Hello, and welcome back to the Omega Tank. Today, we're going to be talking about snails, specifically Ramshorns and Assassin Snails. I've shot a lot of footage over the last 4 years or so, and I figured it's time to put it all together, so let's see what we've got. Here we see our first specimen of the Ramshorn snail. This is the larger of the two species we'll be speaking about today. This one is called the Seminole Ramshorn. Next up, we've got the mini Ramshorn. I'm sure you can tell by now why they're called Ramshorns, as you can see the spiral in their shells sort of emulates a ram's horn. Both species of snails are actually quite prolific breeders, so population control is also going to be a topic of discussion today. We'll also be exploring the anatomy of the snails and just seeing how absolutely cool they really are. I've saved something for the very end. I haven't sped it up or cut it up or anything. I'll show you when we get there, but it's pretty nifty. For what they are, snails seem incredibly intelligent. As snails are gastropods, and gastropods are closely related to cephalopods, and we know that octopuses are cephalopods, we can kind of perhaps say that snails are kind of smart. In any case, this is how far snails are from humans. Both the mini and regular-sized ramshorns both lay their eggs in a very similar way. They kind of have a little clutch of eggs that they seem to stick on the sides of glass or on leaves and things like that. As the snails grow in the little eggs, you can see them here moving around. They will slowly, one by one, leave the little egg clutch. Here you can see the babies leaving their eggs. They are absolutely tiny. And pretty soon you're left with a plethora of snails that you don't quite know what to do with. In these next shots of mini Ramshorn snails, you can see some pretty interesting behavior. They keep air in their shells to help with ballast as well as breathing. Both species of Ramshorn snails are actually air breathers. They do need to surface to breathe air. Or, if they find a bubble, they can just suck it up into their shells. As part of the cleanup crew, their diet consists mainly of offals, algae, and other rotting detritus and matter around the tank. They are fantastic little cleaners. So, what exactly do you do when there are too many snails? you get something else that eats snails. Turns out it was another snail. Introducing the assassin snail. It is so named because its chosen method of predation includes burying itself until it senses prey above. It then pounces, drills a hole in the opposing snail's shell and sucks out its innards. Unlike the Ramshorn snail, there's a little bit more going on with the assassin snail. You can see here it's got its siphon, its tentacles, and the big old slimy thing underneath is called a foot. Here are some anatomical drawings to show you what's exactly going on inside the shells. 'Cause why not? Here we can see its eye and its proboscis. The proboscis, aka the business end, aka drill baby drill, is what actually does the dirty work when it comes to crowd control. I thought this video was going to be about assassin snails and controlling pest snail populations, but I kept finding cool footage and this video got bigger and bigger and bigger and turned into a whole darn project. I read a bunch of papers and researched, so give me a like and subscribe if you think I did any good. Please. Here's what it looks like when the assassin is eating a snail. An unsuccessful hunt. A successful hunt. I'd had some Corridora catfish. They did lay some eggs. Here's what it looks like when the business end is in action. Here we see the assassin boring and drilling to get to the yummy egg juice. The following scenes are uncut and unedited and may be seen as graphic and disturbing, as there is predation involved. As the proboscis has pierced through the side of the bloodworm, we can see the peristaltic movement of the proboscis sucking out the bloodworm's innards and juices. absolutely fascinating. Of course, with all the juicy snails and ram's horns and bloodworms around, I did have a bit of a population boom with the assassin snails as well. What are you gonna do? That brings us to the end of my little project. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around until the end. And thank you for being you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.